Shame, a show where we talk about our list of movie blind spots, list of shame, list of movies we haven't seen, etc., etc. My name's Andy.
And I'm Adam.
And on Monday, we talked about a movie from my list of shame, a viewer request as well, called Blast from the Past.
That's right.
About a man who basically doesn't see the 90s because he's underground for 30 plus years. And now, today, we're going to talk about another movie where a man's sort of unstuck in time. He goes to a time that he's not familiar with. Adam's going to tell us all about it.
All right. An English duke from 1876 is inadvertently dragged into modern-day New York, where he falls for a plucky advertising executive in Kate and Leopold.
I found it.
What did you find?
The portal. A crack in the fabric of time. It was over the East River, Kate, just where I said it would be.
You found the portal.
A portal into April 28th, 1876. I jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge and took a walk in 1876 today. I followed my great-great-grandpa around old New York. Are you listening?
Avidly.
Because here's the twist, Kate. Here's the kicker.
What's the kicker?
He followed me home.
Your great-great-grandfather,
Yes.
the Viscount of Buffalo.
No, he's not a Viscount. He's
Duke of Buffalo.
No, the Duke of Albany.
Albany
The England.
followed you
I told
home
you about
for
him. He's a
crack
brilliant
in time.
engineer.
That's what
He
you're saying.
he patented the
That's what you're
counterweight
saying.
pulley. He invented the elevator, for Christ's sake.
You know what, Stuart? You know what? I'm not your girlfriend anymore. I haven't been for a whole month now. You can tell me the truth.
I am.
Kate and Leopold came out in 2001, is written with a story credit by Stephen Rogers, and it's written and directed by James Mangold. Rogers, he's written a bunch of movies. He wrote I, Tonya, which I believe was nominated for Academy Award.
Yeah, I think Allison Janney won for her mom,
Yeah,
for
she
playing
did.
her mom, yeah.
And I think it got a screenplay, and I think it got a director, and I think Margot Robbie got it. I think it got a lot of
I liked
awards on it.
Tanya.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hope Floats.
Haven't seen it.
Which the only thing I remember about Hope Floats is it was out the day I started working in a movie theater.
It's Sandra Bullock and like Harry Connick Jr.
I think so, yeah. Do you think he sings to her?
I hope not.
Yeah. And then Stepmom.
Never seen it.
Me either. And then Love the Coopers, which I have no idea what that is. Mangold, I think most nerds will know because he's directed a lot of Wolverine movies. He's directed Hugh Jackman quite a few times. He directed The Wolverine, which is the second Wolverine movie. And I think that's mixed. I think some people like it, some people don't. It's definitely better than...
It's better than the first one, in my opinion.
And then he directed Logan, which was critically acclaimed. Yeah.
Way better.
He's directed 310 to Yuma, which I like. It's a remake. Walk the Line with Joaquin Phoenix. And I believe Joaquin Phoenix won an Academy Award for that portrayal as Johnny Cash. I might be wrong on that.
I can't remember, honestly.
And then Ford versus Ferrari, which is really good.
Yeah, I like that.
And he's apparently directing the new Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones 5.
Which looks bad.
I have not seen anything about it. I am cautiously optimistic.
Looks awful.
Okay, well, that makes me sad in my heart. Kate Leopold stars Meg Ryan as Kate McKay, Hugh Jackman after he was Wolverine, and as Leopold, Liev Schreiber, his brother, as Stuart Bresser. He's his brother in X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's Sabretooth.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Start typing that IMDb trivia. Brecklin Meyer as, Charlie McKay. I like Brecklin Meyer in this movie. I'm getting ahead of myself. Natasha Lyonne, Poker Face herself.
Poker Face and Russian Doll.
And Russian Doll as Darcy. And Bradley Whitford, fresh off of Billy Madison as J.J. Camden before he becomes cool Bradley Whitford in his older age, when he becomes like a gray fox. So Kate Leopold, I have never seen, again, Kirby had a devious laugh, which is why I chose it. Have you seen Kate Leopold?
I don't even remember this movie.
Okay, so you do nothing about it.
No.
You went in cold, which is rare for you, I feel.
Well, I mean,
maybe you didn't go cold.
Once I started watching it, I think I did know that he was like from another time period, but that's it. But I don't remember this movie coming out. It came out apparently on Christmas Day in 2001.
There you go.
I don't
They
remember this
gambled big
movie
on that
coming
one.
out at all back then. It completely missed me.
All right.
So, yeah,
Well,
I was pretty blind going into it.
I'm gonna lead it to you. Did you like Kate Leopold? Did it work for you, or do you want to send it back to 1800 New York?
I kind of wanted to send it back to 1800
Okay.
New York. It's funny because I watched this. I watched this a day or two after I watched Blast from the Past, which I was very favorable on Blast from the Past. So I don't think that I was harsh on this movie because of like coming off the heels of Blast from the Past. But over the last few days, I've been thinking to myself, am I being too harsh on Kate Leopold? I'm a little weary of these like New York comedies where everybody's got like a cute little apartment, and like in this movie it's like they live upstairs and downstairs from each other. Like Meg Ryan lives downstairs from her like boyfriend of 4 years, Liev Schreiber. So they can like go up the fire escape and down the fire escape into the, coming in and out of the windows or whatever. And I was like, groan a little bit at that. The movie's okay. Like maybe I'm a little bit harsh on it. It's okay, but it really, I didn't find it. It didn't win me over at all. Like I didn't think, like you mentioned on Monday, that you found Alicia Silverstone terrible in Blast from the Past, and you didn't think that she had chemistry with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
I didn't think Meg Ryan and Hugh Jackman had chemistry in this movie, and maybe that's just because I'm so used to seeing her with Tom Hanks. I'm so used to seeing her with in like romantic comedies like You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle, and even Joe versus the Volcano, which is the one that nobody really talks about, but I love that movie. So maybe it's just because I'm used to seeing her in pairings with Tom Hanks.
She only has eyes for Tom Hanks.
I just didn't get the pairing, or I didn't get the chemistry between her and Hugh Jackman. I also think. And again, I'm kind of two minds about this. Like, she looks a lot different in this movie as far as, like, she's not as cutesy as she is in, like, the Tom Hanks movies. She's very businesslike, right? Because that's what she is. She's a businesswoman.
I think she looks... I don't try to comment on people's appearances, but she looks rough in this movie. Like, anytime... I only comment this out, like, again, not to be mean or anything.
Yeah.
But every time they, like, showed a close-up of her, I was like, ooh. Like, I was like, ooh, she looks like, ooh. Like, I kept on having that reaction. So that's why I bring it up. Not to be mean or anything, but it was distracting to me. Like how, like, she looked like she's going through some shit.
I didn't necessarily have those thoughts, but I just, she doesn't have that cute look that she's had. Again, I hate to keep bringing back to it, but with Tom Hanks. Like, she doesn't have that, like, kind of cutesy appeal. But, again, she's more of a businesswoman in this movie. She's kind of no-nonsense. She works for this, like, basically advertising kind of agency. They're pitching products and stuff. Yeah. So, she dresses like a business person, right? So maybe that's what it is.
She has that terrible haircut, too. Kirby and I were talking about it, and apparently it was, like, a pretty famous haircut. And we looked up the hairstylist, and she had the same haircut as Meg Ryan had. Yeah. So the hairstylist is like, this is it. This is gonna be the hairstyles. It was terrible.
Well, and I know she's done other kind of romantic comedies, like she did French Kiss with Kevin Kline, and she did some movie with Matthew Broderick at one point, and it's like her and some other girl where with Matthew Broderick. I don't remember the specifics.
Is he driving a car?
So
in that one?
It's not like he's not driving a car in Ireland. No, but you'll get that if you look him up. Look up his past. But it just the pairing with her and Hugh Jackman did work, and I like Hugh Jackman a lot. But to me, they had no chemistry, so I didn't really buy them falling in, because they fall in love like super quick because he just doesn't have that much time, right?
Well, I think he falls in love with her, and then she kind of comes around slowly.
Yeah. So honestly, and we spoil things when we spoil the movies that we review, so I'm going to spoil this now because the ending is her going back in time with him, and I'm like, that ain't never going to work. Like, they're going to be together for like a few days, and they're going to like break up. So
Kirby and I were talking about like she's going to miss modern medicine. She doesn't have TV. Like, what's she gonna do for work? Yeah. Like, what happens if she has like, like I don't even think they have tampons in 1876. You know what I mean? Like, like what's she gonna do for like birth control and stuff, or even that kind of stuff?
Well, and I thought it was like her brother's just fine with never seeing her
Yeah.
again.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, yeah, go ahead and jump off the
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah.
I love you, you're my sister, but it's fine that I never see you again.
He's probably excited he gets the apartment. He can pursue his career.
He can
as an
chase
actor.
that one girl that he's trying to go after or whatever. But yeah, it's just the movie just didn't work for me. And I hate to be so nitpicky about it because it's obviously it's a movie.
Yeah.
Like I'm picking out things like specific plot points and stuff, and it's like you have to go with it, right?
Yeah.
But it just more than anything, it was the two of them together. I never really got their chemistry. I never really thought they would last between them. It just didn't work for me. I do give it credit because I think the whole premise of it, like him coming forward into the future, was interesting for a romantic comedy. I'll give it props for that. But the movie just didn't really work for me, and it's primarily because I didn't buy their relationship at all.
Yeah.
That's really the main thing. I had one question, and maybe probably more than one question, but one question. Maybe they said something about it in the movie, but what does Liev Schreiber do like for a living? I mean, you know that he's a nerd and that he's like looking for time, rips in the space-time fabric and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what does this guy do for a job? I'm just curious.
I feel
know
like
if they
he's
ever
like
say
some
anything
kind of
about
scientist. They talked about like him repairing things, but I think it was mostly her device. Yeah, I don't think they really get into what he does because he talks about like this is gonna make him like this thing, but he doesn't really.
Yeah.
I don't think they
really gloss over that. I mean, he exists solely to bring Hugh Jackman into the future, and then they conveniently get him out of the movie.
Yeah,
they conveniently have him like committed for some reason, like he's trying to commit suicide or whatever.
He seems like he's smart enough to like be like, okay, I'm not gonna tell these people like the truth about what's going on.
And they make a point about saying that all the elevators in New York have been being messed up because of this thing. But I know they think that he's crazy because he's talking about the dude being from the past. They think that he's crazy. But I thought that was very convenient that they like get him out of the movie for most of the movie so that she can have her time with Hugh Jackman and then he comes back.
That one nurse is like, I believe you, and she lets him go, and it's like, you probably need to screen these people a little bit better.
Yeah,
because she's believing some like random crazy person.
Well, it's very easy apparently to escape an institution like that because he just runs out.
Well, yeah. Speaking of institutions, I think you're crazy. I actually had a lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah,
I found it cute and charming in the same way that I like Blast from the Past.
Oh yeah.
I don't get the same. I'm with you. I don't feel the chemistry between Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan, but I feel like Hugh Jackman makes it up in spades in how charming he is. I feel like Brooklyn Meyer is pretty charming.
I found him more annoying than anything.
Oh, really?
But I like Hugh Jackman a lot. Yeah. I do agree with you wholeheartedly there. His charmingness, and again, he's very wholesome as well. Yeah. So I agree. I'm totally on board with you right there. But everybody else in the movie, for the most part,
yeah. So I had more fun with it than you. Yeah. Yes, there's a lot of nits to be had with it, and picks and plot stuff that's kind of weird and wonky. And it reminds me of some movie I was watching, where they're talking about some movie or some TV show. They're talking about happy endings, and they're like, "Oh, it was Reminiscence." Happy ending is just where you end the story, because you can, if you end the story in the middle, it's a happy ending, but if you end it at the end, it's probably gonna be a sad ending, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like what this movie is, right? So we don't go to Kate realizing how bad everything is in this 1776.
Yeah. But I do. I go there. Yeah. I think they ain't never. They're going to be together for a couple of days, and she's going to be like, what did I do?
Yeah.
This sucks.
And then she dated him for like a week. She doesn't know him.
Yeah.
She's going to have to use a chamber pot, and she's going to be like, what is this? You know what I mean? And then he's going to be broke because he needs to marry for money.
She's like, I need a Palm Pilot.
Yeah.
Damn it.
She's going to whip out her Palm Pilot that she accidentally brought with her, and it's going to blow everyone's mind.
Well, then she's going to be worshipped as a god.
It's going to break the future.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, I get what you're saying, but I still found it charming and fun. And surprisingly, Kirby watched it with me, and she's like, this is not how I remember this movie. She's like, I'm enjoying this movie.
Oh, she had a devious laugh because she didn't like it the first time.
She thought it was going to be like a bad movie. But we both had fun with it and stuff like that. So, so I think it's a lot of fun. It's a meet cute. It's
It
good.
is a meet cute. We didn't mention it also has Viola Davis in it.
It does.
In like a very small early role for her.
Very tiny.
Way before
Woman King.
she is the famous actress that she is
Yeah.
now. Yeah, but it's kind of funny seeing her. She's like a police woman.
Yeah, she's writing a ticket for Hugh Jackman not picking up dog poo.
Yep. I thought that was amusing. I was like, hey, it's Viola Davis.
Yeah, I did too.
Interesting.
So I that's all I kind of want to say on this movie. Where are the critics on it?
It's 52% fresh on
Nice.
Rotten Tomatoes, 62% audience. Ebert did give it thumbs up.
Yeah.
And Leonard Maltin gave it 2.5, just like he gave Blast from the Past.
Yeah, it seems to have similar scores to Blast from the Past.
Yeah, and it's pretty close. And it's streaming on Paramount Plus right now.
That's where I watched it.
If you want to watch it or rewatch it.
That's right. All right, that's Kate and Leopold. Anything else?
No, that is it.
All right. Well, on these Wednesday episodes, we always like to answer viewer questions. And since we're talking about a movie that has Hugh Jackman in it, we decided to pick one that is, what are our favorite Hugh Jackman movies? Hugh Jackman is, I'd say, a pretty big actor.
Yes.
In the here, I think Wolverine just kind of made him a household name, and he's done quite a few of the X-Men and Wolverine movies. I think Patrick Stewart's probably played the role more than Hugh Jackman has, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. Might be Hugh Jackman has the most movies for his X-Men role. I think that's true. Than any other character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played. Yeah, he's been Wolverine a bunch.
Yes. So and those have been good, varyingly. Those have wide gamut of quality behind them and stuff like that.
Very much so.
And he's done a lot of musicals. He is my favorite Gaston. Look him up. He's better than Luke Evans. He should have played Gaston in the movie. I'm still salty about that this many years later. Hashtag Luke Evans is not my Gaston. So I wanted to get that out there. But he's done a lot of various roles and stuff like that. He's been in a few of those Denis Villeneuve movies, right?
Prisoners
and stuff like that. So he's done a bunch of stuff. He was in was it Recount, or what was the one where he's the candidate that we both really liked? It wasn't
The
Recount.
Front Runner.
I
I don't think I've seen that actually.
I thought we both watched that pretty close to each other. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Maybe Bad Education. That I liked.
Oh, maybe I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was it was Bad Education, where he took money from a school district because he thought
I thought was good. I haven't seen The Front Runner though.
So, I had mentioned a bunch of his movies. Any honorable mentions on your end that you'd like to mention?
Yeah, so look at the filmography. You're right. I mean, I feel like he's mostly played Wolverine, although that's not true. I mean, he's definitely been in some other things, but that's what stands out to me the most. I mean, there's like Swordfish, where he's like the computer hacker, which I thought was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I liked
Van Helsing, which we did on the show.
I liked Swordfish when it came out. I don't think it stood up very much. I
hated it.
I like action movies.
Yeah, but I just thought it was so stupid.
And I like him in The Greatest Showman. I do have a little bit of qualms with The Greatest Showman. I feel like the audio mixing is not great.
Yeah.
But I do like musicals, and I do like him in it. So,
and then Van Helsing, which we talked about on the show, which I don't think either one of us really liked that, right?
No, it's not good.
But no, I mean, I don't really have any honorable mentions.
Nope. All right.
We can jump right into it.
Yeah, I got one runner up.
Okay, what's your runner up?
I'm gonna go Logan as my runner up.
Not movie 43.
Not movie 43. Not X-Men Apocalypse. Logan's really good. Also directed by James Mangold. Yeah. Probably the best. It's probably the best X-Men movie. I would really have to think. It's between that, Days of Future Past in my book, and First Class. I think are the top 3 of my X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But I like it. But there's another movie I like just a little bit more.
Oh.
So that's why it edged it out. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. That's my kind of my runner up is Logan.
Yeah, I think Logan's really good. I'm gonna go with the very first X-Men movie.
Okay.
Yeah, the very first.
I
His first venture as Wolverine.
I've kind of cooled on those movies a lot. I know that they were really innovative for the time, and we didn't really have superhero movies then like we do now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard, but I just feel like it feels so much of its time that it's kind of distracting for me.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Well, X3 or whatever is bad.
X3 is really bad.
I still like X-Men and X2 or whatever.
Yeah.
I still like those. And I mean, I like X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future Past as well. But I feel like because those focus more on the younger crew. But yeah, I mean, I could easily probably pick Logan. But I figured I'm going to go with the very first X-Men movie from whatever it was, 1999, 2000. I think
it's a great choice. For me, I'm going with Real Steel.
Real Steel. I know you're a big fan of that.
I am a huge fan of Real Steel, and I feel like it's slept on, and it's really good. I think they're supposed to make a sequel.
Well, they better get on it.
The guy who directed it, I'm blanking on his name right now. He same guy who directed Free Guy, and he directed The Atom Project with Ryan Reynolds. He's directing the new Deadpool movie that's going to be Wolverine and Deadpool. Sean Levy is his name. He directed Real Steel, and I really, really adore that movie. I think Real Steel is really good. It's really heartfelt. It's really well done. And like I said, I feel like it's slept on. Not a lot of people talk about it.
And it's based on a Richard Matheson story.
And you can't go wrong with that. The other movie I should have called out too is The Fountain. I go back to this is a movie I missed when I initially watched it, but the Clint Mansell score in The Fountain is so good that it just draws me into the movie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No.
That's a who did that? Darren Aronofsky. That's right.
Yeah.
I know people that love that movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
It's one of those soundtracks I listen to. Like, I bought it. I listen to it occasionally.
Yeah.
I just really dig it. Clint Mansell's awesome. But yeah, Real Steel is my call out. I really, really like that movie. I think Sean Levy did really well. Yeah, and I'm hope they make a sequel. We'll see what happens. Probably not.
Well, I need to watch it again, but of course I'm familiar with the original Twilight Zone episode with Lee Marvin from the first Twilight Zone, the first at best Twilight Zone incarnation that Rod Serling did. That has it's just called Steel, but it's a Steel half-hour episode with Lee Marvin.
Has Shaquille O'Neal in it?
Does not have Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, wrong Steel.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, that's our favorite Hugh Jackman movies. Let us know down below if you're watching on YouTube what your favorite Hugh Jackman movie is. Let us know what they be. And let us know what you think of Kate Leopold. Leave a comment down below. Be curious if you're more not my thing, or if you're on board with me thinking it's very charming and all that kind of stuff. And please like, subscribe, and share while you're there, because that really does help, and we really do appreciate it. And stay tuned next week as Andy, picks some movies from mine, Adam's List of Shame, and we get to see what those are pretty soon. So we'll see you soon, guys. Have a good one. Bye.